Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Something a little different tonight. Since I'm waiting on a new soldering iron, I'm taking the opportunity to take a look at a couple things that I'm just trying to things I'm working on, as opposed to that don't require actual repair. Well, one does require repair, but I can work without a soldering iron. So this is indeed a rare creature. This is a Tiger learning computer using Apple, slightly worn off Apple technology. It was made in 1996 and it's based on Apple IIe technology. So anyone who knows anything about computing history, was already 20 years out of date. So interesting creature here. So why do I have it? It works, you can see. This is the video out from it. So you can actually see it works. So why do I have it? Well, I was asked to do is find some way. I'll move this out of the way a second. You can see it has no screen at all. This is just a storage area for cartridges. These little learning cartridges. So I have the Grammar Gobbler Picture Chompers. I have the Sticky Bear Typing and Sticky Bear Basket Bounce. And I have the Scholastic Math Shop Weights and Measures, Math Shop Fractions and Decimals. That sits here. This little laptop looking thing has truly one of the worst keyboards I've ever seen. Probably worse than the Timex ZX80 one, or the heck, it was a ZX80. I remember that back in like 5th grade. It had this terrible membrane keyboard, but somehow this keyboard is, even though it looks okay, like a laptop keyboard, it is so incredibly unresponsive. It's kind of crazy. But back to why I'm here and what I was asked to do is there's 2 cartridge slots, one on each side. There's one over here and there's one over here. Right now I have the 2 most practical cartridges installed. One of them is the Scantron quality computers. Scantron was if you ever grew up in the 80s and 90s, Scantrons were these little paper, how you filled out tests. You fill out little blocks with your number 2 pencil, and they would feed it through the Scantron machine and score your test. It's copyright 96. So this is a stripped down version of AppleWorks. It has just the word processor part of it, and it has a file management, which is good because that's handy. And then on the other side, the very useful thing, this is what they call a RAM disk. Actually does have a backup battery in here that runs it. So this is programmable. These guys use EEPROM. This is some sort of either flash RAM, double EEPROM. What I want to do is, first off, try to get some of the software off these cartridges because there's no real copies of them anywhere. And what I want to do is, well, I got to get a bigger version of this. It'll be an edge connector. This uses 100,000 spacing. Pull the cartridge out, put in a suitably chopped down cartridge, this little guy in its place, bus across it, and then anyone without plated through holes, bus across it And what I'll do is hook in the IOs of a Raspberry Pi and monitor it. I did find the chip that's inside the EEPROM version. It's an off-the-shelf chip with moderate equivalence, and it's just an 8-bit with 256 kilobyte cartridges. Looks like the show you here. So from what I've gathered so far, the mouse, my trusty PS2 mouse, doesn't work on here. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. You can do everything with the keyboard. So I've learned that the COM port, since this was only released in like 4 test markets, the COM port I don't think is actually active, and no one's gotten to work. So I'm going to have to hardware do this ROM ripping at hardware. So it's really hard to, I don't know why they chose to support contrast, but it does have, when you hit disk, it has 2 disks on here. So there's AppleWorks and over in slot 1 and the RAM chip in slot 2. So if you open up AppleWorks, see it's got all the AppleWorks software. So it has, you can see it has 936 blocks, total blocks, 5 blocks free, 3. So you can see each, it tells you how much each block is. So it treats it like a disk drive using blocks. And this is just used for let's go in the AppleWorks. Oh, it is not a very intuitive system. Hold on. Disk. So it does have integrated AppleWorks. Today's date. Freak it out. 6/30/20. So yeah, it does have a full version of, well, not full version, but it has AppleWorks. And it gives you the option of work with one of the files on the desktop, save files to disk. So, okay, so it doesn't see the desktop. Get files from, it's kind of counterintuitive. Get files from. My data disk is in there. This is exciting, isn't it? So, word processor. Let's see. Other activities. Oh, it's a clipboard. Disk activities. So it looks like I can do stuff like copy disks and whatnot. So what I'll do is I'll copy from one to the other, and it'll allow me to see the blocks move past it. Because these things will have, there's I forget how many address lines on it, and it has 8 data lines, and there's a signal clock on there. So I can monitor those, so at least I can do at first a brute force just monitor it, and every time there's a clock, record whatever the byte's sitting there. So let's get out of here. then dumps you in the PR DOS. Escape. Can't find a good way to actually get out of here. Reset. Doesn't do anything. Alright, everyone, cover your ears.
Hello, please choose an activity.
So, the gentleman who sent this to me purposely, there's a built-in speaker right here, so he covered up the speaker on there. And it does have basic on here. Oh, I hate this keyboard. Oh. There's only type over, there's no backspace. So, keyboard works, DOS works. What is it? LT win? What does that mean? Let's propagate here for years.
Hello, please choose an activity.
There's not a whole lot to do on here. I actually haven't played any games yet. So yeah, I'll be coming up with a little board, hook up to the Raspberry Pi, write some software. Let's go with the Sticky Bear typing. That should be fun on this keyboard. Let's take a look. Ooh. Let's go with Sticky Bear Thump. Oh, I'm just a beginner. How in the world are you supposed to beat this game with this? Oh my goodness. Horrible keyboard. Wow, that's really strange. Okay. So turn down the volume for that microphone.
Hello. Please choose an activity.
Thanks, lady. So yeah, so we'll have a little. I'll have a little card coming out one side or the other. I'll have some ribbon cables coming off of it going to Raspberry Pi, and that will. Then I'll have to write some software for it, so that should be interesting. Yeah, you can see it's an interesting little machine. Hope I can figure it out. It's a new one for me. No one else on the planet's done it, so wish me luck. In a minute, I'm going to go and grab, I have a big old IBM 46 PC, which is being, just won't power on. Sent to me by the same gentleman who sent me this bad boy. So, it's very rare, so I'm actually being very delicate with it. Luckily, there's no ribbon cables to break back here, but I'm being very delicate with it because I don't think there's a whole lot of working versions of this kicking around anymore, so best not to mess with it too much. So I gotta find a wider version of one of these, because this one, just if it was a little wider, it's a shame because the cartridges use 100,000 spaced contacts. This is nice 100,000 spaced contacts. I just need to find a wider version of this, and I'll take it to my, then I'll cut it down to be the exact width, the right number of pins on it and everything. And I need to find a version that's, I think, not plated through holes, because that makes my life a little bit harder. So I'll figure that one out. So everyone, thanks for watching tonight. It's a quick one, and I would show the IBM, but it's so big, I can't, there's no way I can fit it on my workbench. Actually, I have to have it on I have a table behind me that it's big enough to work on it. It's just too darn big to show in video. It won't show up well. That I've got to go through and figure out what's wrong. It won't boot up. No video, no post. It has drive activity, but I don't know why it's not booting up. So, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll have my soldering iron back tomorrow, so I actually can do some solder work and some actual mod work, and get start working on the Jaguar some more, Jaguar CD some more, and then bop around to the Nomad as well and start working on that. So, thanks for watching.